Hey everybody, welcome to Bourbon and Branding. I'm Jason.
I'm Dave.
And we are trying a couple special bottles tonight that we're excited to share with you. This one might be recognizable, but we're going to get into why it's special. And this one may not be as recognizable. You'll obviously recognize Four Roses, but the story behind it is a little more unique, and we wanted to share those with you tonight. So, yeah, let's dive in.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to my brother-in-law for getting me this awesome bottle.
Yes.
Thank you, Scott. He always sometimes I'll get these random texts and he'll be sending me these pictures of rare bottles I haven't seen, or things that are not available in our region. And this was one of those. He sent me a picture of this, and I was kind of oogling and ogling over it. And then is oogling and ogling a word? Is that?
I don't know, but
that's a really weird word. It's all right. And then all of a sudden,
I know what you mean.
Like, lo and behold, my sister-in-law comes to visit, and she's like, "Scott got you this." So I wanted to take a minute and thank him, personally for this. This is really awesome that we're getting to try this, and which is one of the reasons why he made a comment to me. He said, they're meant to be drank. These nice bottles, they're meant to be drank, and it's hard when you get a gift. It becomes sentimental. You get attached to it, or at least a lot of people do. And so I was thinking about it as we're kind of getting ready to try these, and I know both of them have personal stories. How much does sentimentality play into our decision to be attracted to certain brands or services or experiences?
Yeah.
We were totally goofing around, and you gave me a hard time because we went to Disneyland, and I was like, I love Pirates of the Caribbean, and you're like, that's the crappiest ride ever.
I didn't say it was the crappiest ride, but I don't get your passion for it.
It's awesome. Awesome. Because
the animatronics are like twice as old as we are.
Hey. But I think it's
and we're
because...
older than we look. Or I am. I don't know.
You're just old.
I am old.
I think it's because we get sentimentally attached to something, and so our perception influences our behavior in the way that we react to that product or service. And so for the gift, I was like, man, I'm choked up. I'm sentimental. It means something to me because it was given as a gift. And so I was like, I don't know if I want to open that yet. But then what better place
It's kind of like... China dishes when you get married go for it. But you never use them. They just sit up there, but they represent something, And like for this, we've never drank Four Roses on the show yet, and hopefully it's as good as it looks. But really, it just comes down to who gave it to you, And
right.
I think it's interesting when a brand can figure out how to build in some sentimental. Almost passing down, like if you have a really nice watch or something that you can pass down over time, that's really cool. But really it comes down to maybe a moment in time. Or
I got a little
Scott, just for the record, he just spilled your bottle all over.
It was a dribble. It was a dribble. I'm not left-handed.
But if a brand can build that like legacy, or it has that nostalgia, that sentimental ring to it, that's pretty good branding. But this one is a little bit different for me. Woodford Reserve was the first bottle that I ever bought. You got me into bourbon a few years ago, and honestly, I just went to the liquor store, didn't know anything about liquor or really any spirit at all, and I liked the bottle shape. I liked the branding. The branding sucked. It sold me. It just feels old-timey. It feels classic whiskey, and it was the very first bottle that I drank. And full disclosure, I did not like it very much. My very first sip, I was like,
why are we drinking it?
Well, so I mean, this was like 3 years ago,
Oh.
right? And I don't know if I had an appreciation for what bourbon was or whiskey in general. This particular bottle, so I coach soccer year round just about, and one of the kids on our team, we had a great team, just an awesome kid, and his parents bought me this. So normally you get like a soccer ball and they like all the kids sign their name or something like that. These guys, so yeah, shout out to Cass and Ryan, thank you guys. But they thought I needed a bottle of whiskey. They needed a bottle of whiskey.
To add to your habit.
Yeah, so coaching 12-year-old boys, this is what is required at the end of the season. But so not only does it have sentimental value because it was the first bottle I ever bought, and I have another bottle that's almost done. I always keep Woodford Reserve on hand. But it's special because it was a gift from a family, and they're really good folks. And I haven't opened this one, so going to crack it open tonight and enjoy it. So,
all right.
Boy, yeah, I guess you already poured yours, so I'll go pour mine. All right, fair enough.
Just stick it right up there. I see you were more generous with your pour than.
All right.
All right, so.
Now, Woodford Reserve is 94, no, I'm sorry, 45.2, so 90 proof, essentially. Okay. And Four Roses is a little bit more than that.
Yeah, and this one...
53.7.
Yeah, this one in particular. So, what was so special about this, and I really want to try this Four Roses, I've been waiting.
Okay. You've been patient. That's true.
Oh, man.
Now this one
Four Roses outdid themselves.
Now this is unique, right? Because sorry, I don't want to steal this moment from you.
No.
That does have a really good nose.
Oh. Ooh.
So, and traditionally, I'm not a Four Roses. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about it, but it's never wowed me.
So I've got a fun story. A couple of things to share. Four Roses was never one that caught my eye in the liquor store. However, I was reminded by my wife today, I think, that it was the first bourbon that we ever bought together when we were very first getting into bourbon. And at the time, this was...
Yeah, how many years ago was that?
11 or 12 years ago now. She was pregnant with our son, and we got the bottle, and then she found out she was pregnant, and I drank the whole bottle, and she didn't get to try it at all. So
Did you drink the whole bottle when you found out she was pregnant?
No, it was just over. It was over the course of like the 9 months. I would, have a sip here and there, be working on something. Well, this is really good. This one is different though. So this was for you guys at home. This is an OHLQ, aged 9 years 7 months. This is from bottle 51 1D, and so. This is one of their barrel strength limited editions, and from what I was reading, it was only released in Ohio. It was released on Mother's Day, and when they ran out of the barrels, that was it. There was no more to be had. I think there was 13 original barrels, and that was it. And so it made it incredibly hard to get, which I'm again blown away even more sentimentally by the gift, but. Just that much more special knowing that, once it's gone, it's gone. So there's a sentimental factor there too. Because here's the thing with sentimentality, how powerful it is. A lot of times, right, if you're like building a brand, you can get attention, but the goal ultimately is to get retention and get people coming back. I think the thing about sentimentality is it almost truncates all of that and just skips by it because it becomes so powerful in the mind that it it acts as sort of an emotional attachment to something. So it could be anything, and that object might not even be as good as something else, but you find yourself drawn to it where you want to come back. And of course, that's not the case with this. This is delicious. But in revisiting this Four Roses now, I'm almost even more of a fan thinking back about it being the first bottle my wife and I ever bought, and then of course it being a gift now, it made it even that much more special.
Yeah, totally.
So what do you think of this one?
It's really good. I mean, it's definitely warm.
Oh yeah.
But not bitey. It doesn't like totally slap you in the face. A very good nose. I'm not particularly, you guys watch our videos, I'm not particularly great at picking out different flavors. I just know when I when it smells good, that's how I describe it. I'm like, I like it. I don't know. I'm not, it's always sweet for bourbon, but it's almost, for 53%, I'm not getting a lot of alcohol. This is going to be hard to drink more often. Like if it was me, it would sit on my shelf and it would come out on special occasions. But I'd want to drink it more often based on what it tastes like.
I want it to be a daily drinker.
But it
can't be a daily drinker.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too.
Yeah,
that's delicious. That's really, really
good job, Scott.
So
nice work.
I'm gonna rate this one now.
You're gonna go?
I'm
okay.
I'm gonna go for it. I'm
right.
gonna throw them out there for you guys. I normally, we'll wait to the end. We'll try everything, but
yeah, do it.
I feel like I kind of like to try both, and then I want to dive in and hear about your story a little bit on this Woodford more. I would drink this every day if I could, if it were available. Unfortunately, it's not, but that doesn't mean that we can't give it a daily drinker, right?
No, you don't have to actually, but you would.
Yeah.
So
I'll give it a daily drinker, and I would drink it neat, 100%. I want to give it one more sip before I. Man.
Yeah, it's good.
That's real good. I'm going to give it a daily drinker, and
you going to blow the top off here? Really?
I'm giving this a 5.
Okay.
I really like this a lot, and it's not just the sentimental factor of it, because I knew it was going to be good.
Yeah.
But from the moment I took a sip of it, it's super smooth. The flavor is there. It's got the caramel notes. That is an excellent bottle. If you can possibly get one of their single barrels, grab it right away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this daily drinker neat 5.
Okay.
This is a winner.
5.
I know.
Well, do you want me to score now then, and then we'll just move on to? Okay. Yeah. So I'll go. I'll also give it a daily drinker. Obviously, we're not going to drink it daily, but I would. I'd really like to try it with like a drop of water,
it's a little hot.
maybe an ice cube. But not having that as an option, I am going to drink it neat, a daily drinker, and I'm going to give it a 4.
That's a pretty solid score.
I couldn't go to 5, Scott. I'm sorry, but it's probably worth a 5. But I have to. I'm holding that number.
You don't
hostage.
have the sentimental push over.
I don't. Yeah, that pushed you over just a little bit.
Just a little over.
But it's every bit worth. You obviously got to be in Ohio to find this. But if you can, and I've heard that Four Roses. I haven't had Four Roses just regular single barrel in a long time, and I've heard that recent batches are pretty good. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to revisit that just in general.
Yeah.
But all right.
Do that in the future.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of got my story on the Woodford. This was the first bottle I ever bought, and then I continue to buy it because I enjoy it. And so there's not going to be a lot of surprises on my taste tests. I don't know if you've had it in a while. It's unique. It's different. Woodford on their website says that, and again, I don't know how they come up with this stuff. But they say there are 200 discernible flavor notes. I don't. I mean, I don't know if I've
I
ever
don't
smelled
even know 200 flavors.
I know. So that's what it says. I think it is a very dynamic, unique drink. Yeah. So, but again, this one was a gift, and I'm very grateful for it. Thank you again, Cass and Ryan. I mean, I think it's like quintessential bourbon. Like that's what, for me anyway.
So you know the flavor I'm picking up, and maybe you guys will probably be like, that's not in there at all.
Fruit Loops.
No. Walnut.
Yeah, walnuts.
It tastes, I'm getting walnut.
I mean, I almost get like a blueberry kind of smell. I don't know.
Maybe that's because you've had too much bourbon.
That might be.
It is very good, though. And it's making me reconsider, maybe I need to get myself a bottle of Woodford Reserve for the...
I mean, it's just a very classic bourbon.
It's got a nice bottle, too.
Well, I mean, I've drank this a lot, so I can just jump right into my score. It's probably not a daily drinker. There's other ones that I probably prefer over it. Mm-hmm. I actually would probably put it in a mixed drink. I like it neat, but...
a mixed drink, though?
Yeah, I think, like... I don't know.
Wow.
There's
he
other
likes
ones...
your gift, but he only likes it enough to put it in the mixed drink.
Well, so I have to... It's just been something that I've had for so long that I have other ones that I would drink neat over it.
Fair.
Okay, so I'll go back. Well, I would drink it neat, and I'm gonna just stick with it. Mixed drink, not a daily drinker, and it's a 3 for me. That's my score.
Okay.
I'm just sticking with.
No, that's fair.
My gut.
That's a fair score. I'm gonna go neat, not daily drinker, 3. I'm also going to score it a 3. I think it's very good, but I don't think it's not a 2, obviously, but it's not a 4 or 5, I don't think. But I
think it's good. Too dynamic for a 2.
Yeah.
I don't think there's 200 flavors, but there's all sorts of stuff going on.
Right. So let me ask you, if you didn't have the attachment to the experience with Woodford, it being the first bourbon, it being a gift, the sentimental factor, would that be enough? Would the bottle initially get your attention, and then would your perception of it drive that continued retention where you want to come back again and again? And like, would you be loyal to Woodford if you had never?
I mean, I think I already kind of am loyal to Woodford. I've bought, I don't know, probably 5 bottles. 4 or 5 bottles, and or their double oaked is really good. There's a few other ones that I haven't been able to get my hands on because they're hard to come by here in Oregon that I really want to try. I think it's their reserve. I really want to get a bottle of that. But yeah, I love the branding. I love everything about it. It just feels bourbony to me.
Right.
And anytime it's on a shelf, people gravitate to it. Like they'll come into my office, or if I have it at my house, and they'll immediately pick it up and look at it. And the double barrel or the double oaked is even more bourbon-esque in its bottling, in my opinion. So yeah, I think they've nailed the branding, and so
yeah. So that, I mean, honestly, that's awesome. That means that the initial, just the visual identity got people's attention enough. and then the experience matched it. Obviously, I mean, it's good. It's a good bourbon.
Yeah. And I don't know if Ryan and Cass also really enjoy Woodford Reserve, and that's why they picked this out, or if it stood out to them on the shelf and they just went for that. Or,
that's a really good point.
You know, I mean, maybe this is something that they drink a lot as well. I'm not sure.
Their website is actually, I think I've looked at their website too, Woodford's, and it's pretty robust and very one thing, right? Like, I want to reiterate this, and you've heard me give my spiel a million times, right? Design and branding they exist together, but it's not like this. It's not like a brand is design, and but what I will say about them is their entire experience is very succinct and unified, and I think it is unified even more so in the website. And in that, they understand their story, they know who they are. They give like flavor, really cool like flavor profile breakdown on the online experience. It's really nice.
Yeah, I think they've done a great job. I think all their branding is on point, and a lot of other bourbons could learn from. I mean, even ones that we have enjoyed that, maybe the twist top or whatever. It's like, man, I mean, this is, I don't know, probably a $45 bottle or something like that. And for me, it's worth going back to every time. So, well, Scott,
thank you,
man. That was a treat for sure. And we will drink it again soon. Well, maybe not so soon.
No. That's going home for me and the wife to enjoy.
That's true. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe. Tell us about something that is sentimental to you. And if you have a drink or a bottle that you had given to you, tell us about it. Or, I don't know, anything that's sentimental.
Speaking of sentimental,
I can see it over there, and I've been waiting if you're going to bring it out or not.
Speaking of sentimental, so move these aside. We'll move these.
Is this another?
This is another gift from Scott that he sent for Christmas this year, and again, want to reiterate gratitude for this. Guys, we are trying to get to 100 subscribers, and we are trying to go beyond that. We're passionate about brand, and we're passionate about whiskey, and we want to be able to have good conversation about those things, good conversation as friends, and just share thoughts, share life, and that's the whole point of the show, right? Like, one drink,
Absolutely.
Two friends, exceptional conversation. And when we get to 100 subscribers, we are going to open this incredibly rare Willet Purple Top. That was, again, generously given as a Christmas gift from Scott. And this guy is beautiful. It's barrel number 55224, 141.6 proof on that guy.
This is crazy.
Yeah. So I guess they're incredibly rare. Really, really rare, hard to find.
Can't get them in Oregon, it's impossible.
Impossible to get this bottle.
Yeah.
So we plan on opening this and sharing the experience with you guys at home. Help us get to 100 subscribers. And,
please like, subscribe, comment below, share with your friends. Help us get to 100 subscribers, and we're going to enjoy this.
And beyond.
And beyond, yes.
And beyond. That's a low bar.
I know. Hey, you gotta get there, and then we'll go up. But Scott, you're outdoing yourself, my friend. I don't know what we got to do to get to 100 subscribers, but we got to do it quick because I desperately want to try this. So,
all right,
guys. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.